Good morning, dear students. Good morning, Yog, Mrudula, Anushka. Yog, can you kindly confirm me whether I am audible? Yog, can you kindly confirm me whether I am audible? Okay, thank you, Anushka. Thank you. I'm waiting some more students to come. Just give me some time, dear students, so that I can begin. Let some more students join. I'm sending them the links. Manasvi, Sahil, good morning. Akanksha, good morning. Please stay connected. Arpita, good morning. Please stay connected. Laxman, good morning. I am sending the links to the rest of the students. Just wait for a while. Okay, Sahil, thank you. Shreyash, Akif, good morning. I think I should keep it here. If I keep it here, I can keep it here also, no? Here also I can keep it. Okay. Sania and Ria, good morning. Shreyash, good morning. So I am going to start my lesson, dear students. Amanda by Robin Klein is from the poem First Flight and book First Flight, and poem number is 6. So I am going to just revise quickly and then I shall start from where we have stopped in the last class. This is the picture of Robin Klein. She is an Australian writer, well known all throughout the globe for the books which she has written for the children. Okay, she is very much famous Australian writer. She is a prolific writer and she has several awards also for to her credit for her books on children. Her name is Robin Klein. She is from Australia. Okay, so let's have a quick review. Dear students, last time as I told you, I shall have 5-step approach towards teaching this poem, which is called 5-step pedagogical approach, okay, towards teaching this poem to all of you. And this is what is my poem architecture. I am going to repeat for you. Till the time some more students join us, let me revise quickly. First, author biography, as I have already done, and Second step is theme. Okay, the theme is about is what the poem is all about. I shall have a small brief discussion about this with all of you. Okay, and next you can see here, third step is stanza wise explanation. Stanza wise explanation, I shall explain you each and every line of every stanza with the vocabulary and paraphrase. Okay, whatever I shall explain you verbally will also be represented in the form of a text on the right side, okay, of the slide. And then I shall go ahead with explaining you literary devices, some of the literary devices like metaphor, simile, alliteration, imagery, etc., which are used in this poem. Okay, and lastly today we shall conclude the poem with recapitulation. Okay, dear students, so these are the 5-step pedagogical approach towards teaching you this poem called Amandat by Robin Klein. Actually, there's a mistake in spelling. It should be Robin Klein, dear students. Okay, Robin Klein. Okay. So like this is Robin Klein. Let me change it here. It should be here Robin. Okay. Okay, Sahil. So very few students it seems have joined so far. So let me begin, dear students. Very few students today. Anyway, those of you who have logged in, please stay connected. I shall continue with my lesson. Okay, so please stay connected. Okay, so these are 5-step pedagogical approach, of teaching this poem to all of you. So now let me begin. Okay, so first is biographical information very quickly, as I am just revising so that other students also join us. She was born on 28th February 1936 in Campsie, New South Wales, Australia. Then she is an Australian author of books for children. Then she is widely considered one of Australia's most prolific and beloved authors. Next is her writing often features young protagonists who rebel against their structured environment. Okay, rebel against their structured environment. So this is in a nutshell, the biographical information about Robin Klein. Robin Klein, dear students, the important thing to know about her is that she, in her writing, features young protagonists. Okay, protagonist means the main character of the poem, who always rebel or go against their structured environment. And here in this poem, Amanda is a teenage girl who has also gone against against her nagging parents. Okay, for interfering in her life very often. Therefore, like Amanda, in this poem, most of her poems reflect on young protagonists who rebel against their structured environment. Okay, so this is very important for us to know about this writer. Her protagonists are all young and who go against their structured environment. Okay, so awards and recognition, you see, her books won CBSE Children's Book of the Year award in both the younger readers and older reader categories, and she is also awarded for human rights in literature in 1989 for her book Came Back to Show You I Could Fly. Okay, so she received human rights award for literature in 1989, okay, for her famous book called Came Back to Show You I Could Fly. Okay, so dear students, that's all about the short biographical information about Robin Klein. Okay, now let's move on to the stanzas very quickly. Okay, The poem highlights core issues of parenting. The poet suggests to us that we should do parenting in a non-threatening and caring environment. Instead of disciplining the child from our own perspective, the wishes and feelings of the child should also be taken care of. As I told you the other day, okay, this poem highlights the core issues of parenting. Okay, core issues of parenting. Therefore, this poem is very important from that point of view. We should do parenting in a very non-threatening and loving and caring environment. Okay, we should not impose self-discipline. Okay, without taking into mind consideration the needs and wishes of the children. We should always keep in mind the needs and wishes of the children when we are involved in the process of parenting. Okay, we should not interfere too much in their life. Okay, otherwise this parenting becomes a failure. So this poem deals elaborately about about the ill effects of parenting when it comes to too much interference, okay, in the life of a child. Okay, so I have already explained you, dear students, so I have nothing to speak about. I've already explained you this stanza 1, stanza 2 and stanza 3 till 5, I suppose I have explained you, but very quickly I am just going through the slides now. Hunch, you can see in the first picture, the first picture is about hunch. Okay, hunch means bending the upper portion of body in forward position, and second picture describes about a posture called slouching. Slouching is to stand, sit or move in a lazy and downward direction. Okay, this is what is slouching all about. Okay, so you shall be able to see it properly if I move the image a little bit on the right side. Let me do it for you. I think I should move it. Let me keep it here. This is better. I'll keep it here. Okay. So that you are able to see it properly. Okay. Okay. So hunch, bending the upper portion of the body, and slouching is stand or sit or move in lazy and downward direction. Okay. So this is all about stanza 1, dear students. Here her parent is giving her a set of instructions. What are these instructions? I will just quickly go through. In these lines, Amanda is being instructed by her parents about not biting her nails and sitting lazily with her shoulders in bended position. The child Amanda is being trained by her parents about acceptable behavior in the society, but the parents seem to be annoyed with her, indicated in the poem by exclamation mark. See, after each of the line in stanza 1, you shall get, except the third line, you shall get exclamatory mark. Okay, exclamatory sign. So exclamatory sign indicates that her parents are annoyed with her. Okay, annoyed with her. While they are giving a set of instructions to her, they are not happy with Amanda, it seems. Okay, that is why it is indicated in the poem through exclamatory mark. Okay. Next, stanza 2, very quickly I'll go through. Next, Amanda is is lost in a world of imagination. Okay, she has made a world of imagination for herself, which is indicated by a parenthesis or a first bracket. Here you can see these 3 lines in stanza 2 are given within first bracket. Okay, there is a languid immorality. Languid means quiet, dear students. Okay, languid refers to here quiet. Where the sole inhabitant is me. Here Amanda is thinking about a situation where she is in a quiet and green sea. Okay, and she is a mermaid here. She compares herself with a mermaid, an imaginary sea creature. Okay, and she is drifting blissfully in the water of the emerald sea, where she is the only inhabitant. Inhabitant means she is the only creature there in the sea. There is no one around. Okay, so why is the word sole inhabitant given stress here? Because sole inhabitant refers to the freedom, okay, that Amanda is enjoying in the languid emerald sea. Okay, in the form of in the character of a mermaid and drifting blissfully on the sea water. Understood? So languid means relaxed, calm, and mermaid, as I told you, an imaginary sea creature having a woman's head and body with a fish's tail. Now let me quickly go through the paraphrase of this stanza. This stanza is given within first bracket in order to indicate the free flowing thought of Amanda. Okay, this stanza is not a part of interaction of Amanda with her mom or her mom's interaction with Amanda. This paragraph stanza is about Amanda's own thought, imaginary thought, about herself. Understood? She is now transported in an imaginary world where she is considering herself a mermaid, drifting blissfully on the water of languid emerald sea, and where she is the only inhabitant. Okay, next you see the child Amanda is thinking about a situation where she is a joyful mermaid sailing alongside soft waves of a green sea in complete freedom. Next you can see Amanda is wishing to have freedom. Amanda is wishing to have freedom, which is indicated by her thoughts. Okay, how do you understand that it is a thought? Because this particular stanza is given within first bracket or parenthesis, thereby suggesting to us that it is not a part of Amanda's mom's interaction with her, but it is a world of Amanda's own thought, okay, where she is a mermaid here in this stanza. Next, stanza 3. I'm going a bit fast because I've already covered this part. Okay, it's a kind of a revision for all of you, and in the meantime some more students will join. That is why I am repeating these stanzas for you. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. Okay, again a set of instructions given by Amanda's parent to her. First question is, did you finish your homework? Okay, second question is, did you clean your room? And third question is, did you clean your shoes? And you see at the end of the fourth line there is an exclamatory sign which goes on to suggest that Amanda's parent is still annoyed with her for not obliging to her instructions. Okay, so what are the three instructions given in this stanza? First is whether Amanda has completed her homework. Second instruction is whether she has cleaned her room, and the third instruction is whether she has cleaned her shoes. So these are the three instructions given by Amanda's parent to her in this stanza. And at the end of the fourth line, at the end of the last word Amanda in this stanza, we can see an exclamatory sign. It means that Amanda's parent is still annoyed with her. Why? Because Amanda has not obliged that instructions so far. That is why might be this exclamatory sign has been introduced to indicate that her parent is not happy with her. Okay, next you see initially this set of instructions appear to be a normal set of instructions given by every parent. Okay, but these are not these are overused, repeated instructions given to her by her parents, it seems. Okay, and also it has become a burden for Amanda. Okay, therefore even though they appear to be normal set of instructions, but as they are repeated day in and day out several times, therefore this set of instructions have become very much annoying for Amanda to follow, because the same thing if you are repeated time and again, then you tend to become annoyed. Okay, this is what exactly happened with Amanda. Okay, now but exclamatory sign in the last line indicates annoyance of her parents. Okay, I have already told you about this. Okay, now let's move on to stanza 4. So you can see here again Amanda is transported in the world of her imagination, which is indicated by a parenthesis here. This stanza 4 is also the internal thought process, is also about the internal thought process of Amanda, which is indicated by a first bracket here. She is again transported herself in the world of imagination where she is now an orphan. In earlier stanza, in the second stanza, she was a mermaid, okay, sailing or drifting blissfully, okay, in the green emerald sea. And here in this stanza, in stanza 4, she is an orphan. She compares herself with an orphan having no parents. Okay, she is roaming, and the place where she is roaming is the street. She is roaming in the street, and while she is roaming in the street, she is also making a pattern. Okay, making a pattern on the soft dust with her hushed bare feet. Hushed means quiet. Okay, and bare feet means without any slippers. The silence is is golden, the freedom is sweet. The silence that is around, because there is no one around, okay, so the silence she is enjoying, or the silence that she experiences is golden, and the freedom that she is savoring now or enjoying now is also very sweet. Okay, you can see there the repetition, the word is freedom. Okay, the word is freedom, which is important here. At home she has parental interference, but on the street, when she imagines herself to be an orphan roaming around onto the street and occasionally making a pattern on the dust with her hushed bare feet, she is enjoying extreme freedom, okay, which she is missing at home. Okay, because she is always under the CCTV surveillance of her parents' nagging eyes, nagging complaints, understood? Or you can say she is under the CCTV surveillance of her parents' hawk's eyes. Therefore, she is not able to exercise any freedom at home. Therefore, she is feeling, feeling ecstatic or happy because her freedom is sweet. There is no one around. Okay. Now, this vocabulary I explained you already. Now let's go for the paraphrase of this lesson. Of this stanza, sorry. Amanda yet again is transported in her own imaginary world where she is an orphan girl roaming in the street aimlessly. She is roaming aimlessly onto the street. Next, she appears to be very sad in real world, therefore she escapes in a world of her own making. This question might arise in your mind, dear student. This question might arise in your mind. Why does Amanda consider or transport herself in a world of imagination? There might be a very good question. Why does Amanda, take her in a world of imagination? The answer is she is very sad in real world. She appears to be very sad in real world. Therefore, she escapes in a world of her own making. Okay, therefore she transports herself in the world of her own making so as to escape the pungent reality. Okay, the sad reality of her everyday life. Therefore, she transports herself in a world of her own making. Okay, so I hope you will be able to answer this question. If there is a question like, why does Amanda want to transport herself in an imaginary world? This is the answer which I have just told you. Now let's move on to the next point. In her own world of freedom, she draws pattern with her quiet bare feet. Okay, while roaming onto the street, occasionally she is also making a pattern on the dust with the help of her quiet and bare feet. And the kind of freedom that she is experiencing is absolutely ecstatic. Is very sweet, and the silence that is around is something which is golden for her. Okay, now let's move on to stanza 5 very quickly. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? Again, there is a set of instructions given by Amanda's parent to Amanda. The first instruction is you don't eat chocolate because you are having acne. Next, will you please look at me when I am speaking to you? Because Amanda is not establishing an eye contact with her parent when they are interacting, or when her mom is interacting with her. Therefore, her mom asks her or wants her to establish an eye contact with her when she is interacting with Amanda. Okay, so there is a set of instructions that we have found again in this stanza. Okay, and after first and second and fourth line, you can see there is an exclamatory mark, which means that Amanda's parents are yet again annoyed with Amanda for not obliging their instruction. That is why there is a sign of exclamation here. Okay, so now let me paraphrase the meaning of this line once again. Amanda is again given a set of instructions like not to eat chocolate as she has acne. Secondly, to look at her parents' face when they are speaking to her, which is very important. Okay. Otherwise, also, if we keep aside the context of Amanda in our everyday life, also it's very important for us to keep an eye contact with the person we are interacting with. Okay. Otherwise, if we do not look at the person, then it indicates bad manner on our part. Therefore, we must always maintain eye contact with the person we are interacting with. Okay. Next is her parents seem to be indulging too much in the upbringing of their daughter. Her parents seem to be indulging too much in the upbringing of their daughter. That is what is the exact reason for which Amanda has become annoyed with her parents. Okay, that is the exact reason for which Amanda's parents have become annoyed with Amanda. Okay, her parents seem to be indulging too much in the upbringing of their daughter. Okay, That is why Amanda is annoyed. So you understood, dear students, every alternate stanza we are getting the information that Amanda is transporting herself in a world of her own making. Every alternate stanza, okay. And on the other hand, every alternate stanza we are also finding a set of instructions given by Amanda's parent to Amanda, and the fact that Amanda's parents are also very much annoyed, which is indicated by exclamatory sign at the end of some certain lines. Okay, so now let's move on to stanza 6. Yes, Amanda does not like to be under the CCTV surveillance of her nagging parents all the time. Okay, now let's move on to stanza 6. I am Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Dear students, again you can see stanza 6 is again inside the parenthesis, that is inside the first bracket. So again Amanda imagines herself in a world of her own making. Again Amanda transports herself in an imaginary world where this time she considers herself a character called Rapunzel. Okay, so dear students, who is Rapunzel? Rapunzel is a German fairy tale character who was made to live alone in a high tower. Okay, so dear students, Rapunzel is a German fairy tale character. Okay, she is a German fairy tale character. Rapunzel is a German fairy tale character who was made to live alone in a high tower and had very long, beautiful golden hair. She was held captive. Okay, she was held captive means she was made a prisoner. She was made a prisoner by a witch called Dame Gothel, who used to come up to the tower by climbing her long hair. She had a very long hair, so by climbing that long hair, the witch Dame used to climb up to the tower. Okay, so in this stanza we can see Amanda imagining herself a fairy tale character called Rapunzel. Okay, and I've given you the background information of Rapunzel. She is a fairy tale character and she used to live in a tower, high tower. She had a very long, beautiful golden hair, and she was made a prisoner in this tower by a witch called Dame Gothel, who used to come up to the tower by climbing her hair. Okay, life in tower is tranquil. Tranquil means very calm and quiet. To be in a peaceful state of mind is tranquil. And rare, such situation is rare, because in tower there is no one except Rapunzel. So Amanda is considering herself a Rapunzel, okay, and enjoying her tranquil state of mind in the tower, because there's no one around, there's no interference there, okay, except occasional interference, okay, in the life of Rapunzel, of course, by the witch who has made her captive in the tower. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. But she says, unlike Rapunzel, I shall not let down my bright hair. Okay, Rapunzel is to let down her long bright hair. Okay, and which is to climb to the tower by climbing her long hair. But I am not like Rapunzel. Might be I am enjoying the freedom of Rapunzel in the sense that I am in a tower all alone, enjoying a peaceful state of mind. But like Rapunzel, I am not going to allow my hair, okay, to fall down, okay, through the window. Okay, so except for this fact, I am all Rapunzel now. Okay, except for the fact that I shall not let down my bright hair, I am all Rapunzel now, enjoying, savoring my freedom in a tower in a very, very peaceful state of mind. Okay, so dear students, now let me paraphrase what I have taught you from stanza 6. Amanda imagines herself to be a fairy tale character called Rapunzel, who seemed to have no worry. Okay, so Amanda imagines herself to be a fairy tale character here called Rapunzel, who seemed to have no worry. So this is the extended freedom that Amanda is enjoying now in a world of her own making, in her own imaginary world, okay, away from her parental company, away from her parental interference, okay. Next you can see, like Rapunzel, she imagines herself living in a tower, the life of which is calm and quiet and is also very rare, okay. So she is, as I told you, she is Rapunzel here. She is imagining herself living in a tower which has absolute state of peace, okay, and which can be found very rare, okay, which is very rare actually, okay, because she is in a tower with no one around. She is enjoying the blissful peace of mind, okay, state of mind. Understood? So now next is, but like Rapunzel, Amanda would not allow anyone to use her bright hair. But like Rapunzel, Rapunzel used to let down her hair through the windows, and which is to climb to the tower by climbing her long hair. But in this case there is a difference. Amanda would not allow anyone to use her bright hair to climb up to the tower. This is the only difference between Amanda and Rapunzel here. Otherwise Amanda is all Rapunzel, okay. Amanda is all Rapunzel, enjoying the peaceful state of mind in a tower away from her parents' company, away from her parental interference, okay. So you understood, dear students. Every alternate stanza, Amanda is considering herself something or the other. In the first case, she do you recall, dear students, can you tell me, in the first case, who does Amanda compare herself with? Quickly you write down. Who does Amanda compare herself with? In the first case, in the first instance, who does Amanda compare herself with? Can you write the answer? One word answer only, okay. Who does Amanda compare herself with in the first instance? Who is the character? Write down the name of the character. At the very outset of the poem, who does Amanda compare herself with? No, Rapunzel, for the third time she is comparing now. It is Mermaid, very good, good. Mridula, very good, better, very good. Okay, Mridula, well done. So in the very first case, Amanda compares herself with a mermaid. Okay. Then she compares herself with an orphan. She is an orphan girl. And thirdly, she compares herself with Rapunzel, a German fairy tale character. Okay, so you can see every alternate character, she is trying to escape the real, her painful real world. Okay, her painful present world, because her present world in the company of her parents at her home is very difficult for her. Therefore, every alternate stanza, she is transporting herself in a world of her own making. Understood? Just to be away for some time, okay, her parental company, her parental interference, okay, her parental complaints. Understood? Therefore, every alternate paragraph, every alternate stanza, she is comparing herself with someone or the other. To begin with a mermaid, secondly with an orphan, and thirdly here with a German fairy character called Rapunzel. So I hope you understood, dear students. Now let me proceed to stanza 7. Stanza 7. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Okay. So here again, dear students, you can see there is a set of instructions given by her parent, and after first, second and fourth line, you can see there is again exclamatory sign, which means that her parents are still annoyed with her. Okay, so let's study the vocabulary first, and then again we'll come back to the explanation part. You can see sulking here refers to becoming angry or upset about something. Okay, sulking refers to being angry or upset about something, and the meaning of nagged is irritate someone by complaining about his or her attitudes again and again. Okay, nagged means to irritate someone by complaining about his or her attitudes again and again. That is what is called nagging. Okay, so now Amanda's parent has come up with a fresh set of instructions. What are these instructions? Stop that sulking at once. Okay, stop being upset with us at once, Amanda. As soon as we say something, it seems that you become annoyed. So stop that. Stop sulking at once. Understood? Amanda seems to be becoming annoyed immediately after the parent gives her instruction. Therefore, her parent says that, you stop sulking at once, Amanda. Second is, you are always so moody. You are very much moody, Amanda. Another complaint on the part of her parent. Next is, anyone would think I nagged at you, Amanda. Anybody from outside would think that I am irritating you, but I am not irritating you. That is what her parent has to say. Okay, I am not irritating. It appears from outside that I am nagging at you, but in reality I am not nagging at you. We are not happy with you as you are not obliging our instructions. So therefore you must change your mood. This is what Amanda's parent wants to mean. You stop being moody. Stop sulking at once, Amanda. As soon as I give you a set of instructions, you immediately start sulking. So stop that sulking. Next instruction is, you must stop being moody always. Okay, and then because anyone might think that I am nagging at you, but in reality, Amanda, I am not nagging at you. Okay, so let me paraphrase these few lines for you, dear students. Amanda's parents think that Amanda fails to oblige their instructions, therefore they are annoyed. Okay, Amanda's parents think that Amanda fails to oblige their instructions, therefore they are annoyed. Her parents complain that Amanda is very moody. Her parents complain that Amanda is very moody. Okay, next, in their effort to teach their daughter accepted norms of behavior in the society, parents think that they are responsible enough. Understood? Parents think that they are responsible enough. In their effort to teach their daughter accepted norms of behavior in the society, parents think that they are responsible enough, but in the process they have snatched the identity of the child. Do you understand the meaning of these highlighted phrases? They have snatched the identity of the child. Okay, they have irritated the child. From their perspective, the parents thought that they are going to teach Amanda some accepted norms of behavior in the society. Okay, accepted norms of behavior in the society, but in reality they are actually annoying their daughter. They are actually complaining every time, therefore they are annoying their daughter. Their daughter is annoyed, okay, annoyed at the behavior, at the constant nagging of her parents. So it has a boomerang effect on the child Amanda. You know the boomerang effect? What is the meaning of boomerang effect, dear students? Boomerang effect means, suppose we want to do something, or we want to apply something, okay, somewhere, but it comes back to us. Okay, it's not applied properly, so it comes back to the person who has initiated this anything. Okay, this is called boomerang. Okay, boomerang effect. Okay, Suppose I want to give you advice, and in return you have started giving me advice. So my advice has a boomerang effect on me. Understood? So this is what is the meaning of boomerang effect. Okay, BOOMERANG, boomerang effect. Okay, so from the perspective of Amanda's parents, okay, they are trying to teach their daughter accepted norms of behavior in the society. Okay, they think that they are responsible enough, and they are trying to teach Amanda some accepted norms of behavior in the society. But in the process, what is happening? Boomerang effect has started. In the process, what happens? In the process, they are complaining so much. Therefore, they have snatched the identity of the child. The child does not feel comfort in the company of the parents. Therefore, she has lost her identity. She always remains annoyed. She is gasping for getting freedom. Therefore, she always aspires for getting freedom in the form of a mermaid, in the form of an orphan, or in the form of a German fairy tale character like Rapunzel. You understood? So why is she transporting herself in the world of her own making, so as to enjoy the liberty, so as to enjoy the freedom that she is not having at her residence in the company of her parents. So in the process of constantly giving her a set of instructions and complaining to her daughter, they have snatched the identity of the child. Understood? Thus the child lives in her own world and longs for freedom. This is exactly the reason as to why she is always trying to create a world of her own, away from the pungent reality of her life. Pungent means sad reality of her life. So now, dear students, let's move on to the next stanza. Okay, it's all over. Very good. Now let me discuss the literary devices and rhyme scheme of the poem. Dear students, first of all comes alliteration. So you know the meaning of alliteration, dear students. I think alliteration means the repetition of the consonant sounds in successive or near successive words is called alliteration. Repetition of consonant sounds in successive or near successive words is called alliteration. For example, stop that slouching and sit up straight. See the repetition of the consonant sound S in the word stop, in the word slouching, in the word sit, and in the word straight. So all the initial S in these words are the examples of alliteration. Okay, stop sulking. Stop sulking also, S in stop and S in sulking, okay, are the examples of alliteration. Understood? Next, second number is allusion. Okay, so what does allusion refer to? Allusion refers to the reference of a mythological character, or a reference of a historical place, or a reference of a of a particular person. Okay, it could be a literary person, it could be a historical person, it could be any famous personality. This reference of such things like a mythological character like Rapunzel here. So reference of Rapunzel, reference of mermaid, reference of an orphan. So these are all the examples of allusion, dear students. Allusion is a literary device which means the introduction of some religious character or mythological character, or a historical character, or a historical place. This reference is sometimes used in the poem or a story in order to make comparison and to justify the claim made by the writer. Therefore, the writer makes use of literary devices like allusion. Okay, now let's find out the example. Mermaid, taken from fairy tales. So reference of a character from fairy tales, okay, or mythology or historical place, okay, or a historical character is called allusion. Rapunzel, who lived happily alone on a tower for a long time. So the reference of mermaid and Rapunzel basically are the examples of allusion from the poem, in the poem. Okay. So understood, dear students, the meaning of allusion. Okay. Now let's move on to the next literary device or the figure of speech used in the poem, which is metaphor. Metaphor, you might be knowing, dear students, metaphor is the direct comparison between two dissimilar things. Okay, it is called metaphor. Like for example, if I say if I say camel is the desert, camel is the sheep of the desert. Okay, now camel is compared to sheep here. Okay, but it's a direct comparison. Camel is a living thing, and desert is sheep is non-living. Therefore, comparison of dissimilar things is normally referred to as metaphors. Okay, but it could be two similar things also. Like for example, Sachin Tendulkar is the Bradman of Indian cricket. Okay, here Sachin Tendulkar has been compared to Donald Bradman. Okay, a famous legendary cricketer of Australia. So Sachin Tendulkar is the Donald Bradman of Indian cricket. So here, this is also metaphor because it's a direct comparison. So usually a comparison of dissimilar things, but sometimes you can also compare two similar things also. Like here I have compared Sachin with Bradman. Understood? So this is what is called metaphor, direct comparison. Okay. Now you see the example, orphan, not having nagging parents like those of Amandat, because orphan is someone who has no parent. Okay, orphan is someone who has lost his or her parent. Understood? So orphan is the I am an orphan. It means direct comparison of when Amanda says I am an orphan, it means Amanda directly compares herself with an orphan. So this is an example of metaphor. Next example is languid emerald sea. Okay, languid means here quiet. Languid means here calm and quiet. Emerald means green. Okay, so when the writer introduces the word languid emerald sea, languid and emerald type qualities are assigned to sea. Okay, assigned to sea. This is why it is also an example of metaphor. Okay, metaphor does not always mean comparison of two similar or dissimilar things. Metaphor also means using some special words which are used somewhere else. Okay, normally are used to something special. I mean thing here. Languid and emerald. Okay, is used in the case of sea here. Okay, therefore languid and emerald. Languid is a word which is not normally used with sea, but here if it is used metaphorically actually. So the use of some words to something with something in some special occasion is also called metaphor. Understood? This is the metaphorical use of the word languid and emerald. Okay, languid and emerald is the word languid and emerald are applied to the word sea here. Okay, so they are metaphorically used actually. Understood? Metaphorically used. So I can also tell you like some examples of word which is metaphorically used. Okay, like for example, government is undergoing labor pain. Okay, in introducing this bill in the parliament. See, labor pain here is a metaphoric use of the word. Okay, because labor pain is normally used for a pregnant woman. Okay, a woman feels pain before giving birth to a child. Okay, so labor pain is normally used in case of a woman just before giving birth to a child. But here in this sentence I have used it in political context. Okay, the word labor pain I have used in political context, like government is undergoing labor pain in introducing this bill in the parliament. So the use of the word labor pain is a metaphor here. Likewise, languid emerald have been metaphorically used with the word sea. So this is another form of metaphor. Okay, and normal use of metaphor is the comparison of two things. Okay, or two persons. Understood? So now let's move on to the next part, that is silence is gold and freedom is sweet. Okay, silence has been compared to gold and freedom has been compared to sweet. Okay, sweetness. Okay, so here also are the examples of metaphor. So dear students, rhyme scheme in this poem, if you have your textbook open in front of you, you can write down with pencil. Okay, the rhyme scheme of the poem is A A B A C C A A A D A triple E, AAFA, triple GAHA. Okay, you can take the screenshot of this page, okay, in your own mobile, and you can write it down later on also. Now let me go to the recapitulation part of the poem, because we have already finished the explanation part of the poem. We have discussed in detail literary devices, then the structure of the poem. We have also discussed about certain allusions and also some some issues of Amanda's parent, okay, that have been mentioned in the poem. Now let us recapitulate this poem before we finally wind up our today's lecture. Dear students, recapitulation. The poem highlights the issue of upbringing a small child called Amanda. This poem highlights the issue of upbringing a small child called Amanda. Okay? Next is, the poet seems to suggest that in the process of disciplining a child, parents should never snatch the freedom and identity of a child. The need and wishes of the child should be taken care of while parenting our child. Okay, so this is what the poet seems to suggest. What does he suggest? He suggests to us that in the process of disciplining a child, we should never snatch the freedom and identity of a child. The children should be given plenty of space in their life. They must be given the space for independent thinking. Okay, we should not just impose a set of instructions to them. Okay, we should also take care of the needs and wishes of each and every child in the process of parenting. Next, in a bid to make the child become acceptable in the society, parents have made her a slave to their arbitrary wishes. Okay, in order to teach the child acceptable norms of behavior in the society, parents have made her a slave to their arbitrary wishes. Parents have made her a prisoner, okay, in their cell, in their own prison of narrow thinking or small thinking. Okay, they have not taken care of the needs and wishes of the child. So in the process of disciplining the child, the parents of Amanda have made Amanda the prisoner of their imposition, in the prisoner of a certain set of rules and instructions, understood, which the child does not want to oblige. Why? Because these are repeated on a day in and day out basis. Okay, and there is always annoyance on the part of the parents of Amanda. That's why she is feeling highly disappointed, okay, and annoyed. Next, her imagination is not given enough space in the family at home. Therefore, the child wishes to be a mermaid, an orphan, a fairy tale character by the name of Rapunzel. Okay, why does she imagine herself, as a mermaid, orphan, and fairy tale character Rapunzel? Because she is not given enough space, okay, of independent thinking. Therefore, she transports herself in the world of her own making. Next, the continuous nagging on the part of her parents has made her get lost in the world of her own making, where there is enough freedom for her. Understood? I have already explained this part. Continuous nagging on the part of her parents has made her escape in a world of her own making. Okay, she creates a world of her own imagination where she saviors or enjoys her own freedom. That is why she always tends to escape in a world of imagination, away from her parental presence, away from her parental interference. Understood? So, dear students, that's all about the discussion of the poem Amanda by Robin Klein. Hopefully you understood, and I have also uploaded the NCERT solution of these questions, of the questions of this from this chapter on my website. I shall send you a link. Kindly update your notebook on a regular basis and send me the PDF of the question answers of this lesson. Okay, send in the sense that you cannot send me on the WhatsApp. You must upload it, okay, on the homework submission page of your class, inside your class folder on my website. Okay, so kindly update your notebook, write down the NCERT solution today itself, and upload the PDF of the question answers on the homework submission page of inside your class folder on my website. Okay, so dear students, that's all about today's lesson. We'll meet on Tuesday. So till then, take care, update your notebook, and bye bye. Have a nice weekend.